my name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. So you might have heard about this little show called Doctor Who. I quite liked it. It used to be a bit of a favourite of mine. I mean, look over here. Look all around you. I am kind of into Doctor Who. That if anybody says that about me, I would find it hard to truthfully deny. I do like Doctor Who. So last couple of years hasn't been the best of Doctor Who, but last couple of seasons, I should say, hasn't really been the best of Doctor Who. An indication it hasn't been for the best Doctor Who. The last couple of seasons has lasted, 3 years? It's not good. Hasn't been awfully popular. I honestly, I think it's probably the introduction of the new Doctor, played by Jodie Whittaker, who her together with Chris Chibnall had the brilliant idea. Said we're going to do something completely different with Doctor Who. So what are you going to do different? People ask. They said, well, firstly, she's going to be a lady. I'm like, well, that's okay. That sounds interesting. I think that's interesting. I think it's timely. Let's see how that goes. They said, not only we're going to make her a lady. No, okay, we're going to make her insufferably smug, right? Insufferably smug and stupid, all at the same time, and incredibly inefficient. Well, I went, well, that's an interesting take. That's an interesting take. Didn't go down so well. So one of the things they've done to make Doctor Who unbelievably awful is they degraded the character of the Doctor. Firstly, having this current Doctor being a smug moron who always screws up. There's that, but there's an injection of just really, in character of this Doctor, really stupid takes on current issues, really insanely stupid takes on it, which are just part of this Doctor Who. Hasn't been overly popular. So, but again, one of the biggest things they did to make people not interested in it is degrade the character of the Doctor, but by dilute it, I should say, by adding in lots more Doctors. They added this new storyline called The Timeless Children. It turns out the Doctor isn't a group of 12 white men. Oh no, 12 white men, that's bad, they can't be here. The Doctor is an infinite group of people, anything but white men, right? That's essentially what they did. Didn't go down so well. So we live in an era where most people think on tribal lines, right? Weirdly, what they do. So there we got this little magazine called this little website, not a magazine, called Screenrant. They love writing about Doctor Who, and they are completely clueless about Doctor Who. So they come up with this great idea. I haven't read this article yet. I'm looking forward to reading it. They come up with this great idea that the Doctor should regenerate every week. And I think that highlights what is wrong with the Timeless Children. It makes the character indestructible, takes out the takes the danger out, and just kind of makes it boring, makes it more boring. They thought that would be offset by there being lots of Doctors who weren't white men, because they do think that white men are very, very scary to people who aren't white men. Weirdly enough, the only people who think that are white men. So go figure. So that was the plan. So we're going to read this article. It's a long article, and we may listen. I don't know what the future holds, but we may take the piss out of it. We may take the piss out of it somewhat relentlessly. That's kind of our raison d'etre on this channel, taking the piss out of stupidity. And let me tell you, we have a near infinite supply of material to take the bit, and that's just in Doctor Who. Before we get into it, can you hit the like button? That'll be fan-dabby double dozy. That'd be fantastic. Thank you very much. Can you hit the share button? Awesome. YouTube has noticed my channel did quite well, and they are not happy. So hit that subscribe button. They taken 10 subscribers off me this morning. I don't know why, but that's what they did. So hit the subscribe button, and if you're subscribed, make sure you're still subscribed. Weird shenanigans going on with the YouTube. Who knows? Oh, I have to tell you, sometimes the algorithm goes in my favor, right? Sometimes the algorithm just I get boom, an extra 20, 30 subscribers, in a week or in a few days, out of nowhere. I think that's probably what would be happening if they weren't throttling my channel growth, right? I think I probably would be growing at that rate normally. That's probably when they just turn a blind eye to me. So anyway, if you're subscribed, please make you still subscribed. If you're not subscribed, if you can consider hitting the subscribe button, that really helps me. And also, if you can comment, let me know your comments, let me know your thoughts. I'm always interested to hear what you, and I really am. I'm actually interested to hear what you have to say. I like interacting with you. I will endeavor to reply to all your comments. I'm not so great in replying to replies, right? That's good because the YouTube back page, they give me all the new comments. I'm like, oh, I can get that easily. They don't give me the replies, so I got to get those as they happen. If I miss your reply, I apologize. If it's not important, email me. You know, like all my contact information is in the video notes right there. So yeah, like, share, subscribe. If you could comment, that'd be great. Oh, go check out my Indiegogo. Took out my Indiegogo too. Freaking awesome. I would say absolutely freaking awesome. Graphic novels. You know, if you're selling something, you should be able to say the name of what it is. Two freaking awesome graphic novels. I've been saying this for ages. I will be wrapping this campaign up shortly. I just need more time in the day, okay? I just need more time in the day. So yeah, these graphic novels, we've got biblical, Bible stories, atheists, creators, rationalists, and rogues, 220 pages long, stonking great story. Really, it's like, kind of like sword and sorcery, Sandman is like postmodern, yeah, that kind of feel, I hope I'm actually saying something real with this. I wrote and drew this one, and I wrote this one up by Dominic Rancho, The Imperium, a love letter to Telly Fancy of the 1960s. This is 105 pages long. Basically imagine Doctor Who, James Bond, Emma Peel, a monkey in a spacesuit and the Black Slab from 2001 in one supergroup. It's bonkers reality bending fun. Now you buy both, you get a bunch of extras. The extras you can buy them on their own, but I'd rather you buy them. So everyone's gonna get this. Let me make this a bit bigger because it's freaking awesome, right? Let me just go. There you go, that's better. Everyone's going to get this this as a print, if you buy both books. But yeah, if we hit $8,000, we're about $20 shy of was it 7,500 right now. We hit $8,000. I'll supersize it for you. I'll make it into an A2 poster. Look at that. Look at it. It's Racco. Somebody told me in the comments and her name of the character. I forgot it again. Racco World from the 1 Million Years BC and the wonderful Leela. The wonderful Leela. We call this one Noble Savages, and we've got a bunch of awesome postcards. I call them art cards. You can mail them to whoever you want. They're based on things that turned me on. And let me tell you, much like there's an unlimited supply of stupid, there's an unlimited supply of things that turn me on. So this is the first one, James Bondy one, keeping the British end up. We have the Space 99 one, a bit of Sandra Baines, that's not Baines, I can't remember the name back. Bit of Space 99 action, Party Like It's 1999, Don't Even Think It's Citizen, the Judge Dredd, yeah, let's just zoom in, because I think he just gets a face so right. I mean, like, really, I love this Judge Anderson. What I particularly love, though, is this pairing. No hanky-panky in the TARDIS. Oh, my, is Councillor Troy. I'm sensing strong emotions, Captain. And, a firm favourite. A firm favourite of everybody's is the Forces female, and the Forces so wonderfully female. Now, we have a bunch of posters. Again, $8,000. Everybody gets his poster thrown in for free. Dominic Rancho, again, just on all this artwork, doing fantastic job. Bohemian in Time and Space, A2 poster, 18 by 22. We have these add-ons, the Scapaldi poster, the Eyes Have It. We have a bit of Pertwee action, Great Balls of Fire. And this one, which is nearly finished, and I've worked out what's been bothering me about it now, which is really has been bothering me. His hair's a bit too big. Tom Baker's hair's a bit too big there. This is like an older Tom Baker and Liz Sladen, forever young in the TARDIS, or growing old together in the TARDIS, having adventures for always. But I think if I could just bring his hairline in a little bit, I think that we're going to sell this a lot more. Yeah, that will sell the image a lot more. I think it'll work a lot better. So that's the next thing I'm waiting to find time to work on, right? So and hopefully I'll find time to work on it. Fine, so let's look at this article from those wonderful little scamps at Screenrant. Now, firstly, This is such a dumb idea. This is such a painfully dumb idea. It's like, it's breathtakingly dumb. It is Screenrant. You know how dumb it is? It looks like one of Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who's ideas, which are always very dumb. If I may remind you, one of her corkers, she said, she was told by Captain Jack, who we're never going to see again because he's cancelled, who travel through time, said, don't give the lone Cybermen the Siberian. If you do, the entire human race will be destroyed. She couldn't work out what to do, so she gave it to the Siberian, and then the entire human race was destroyed, right? And she said, I'll fix it. And she didn't. She didn't fix it. She got zapped to Gallifrey, I think. Who cares? Honestly, I just don't consider this era Doctor, but look at this stupid expression on her face, right? This is why Screenrant loves this Doctor, because, at last Screenrant feels there's somebody more stupid than them, right? They don't feel intimidated by her. Thanks to the Timeless Child, Doctor Who's traditional regeneration model is over. Yes, that's one of the reasons we don't like it, Screenrant, you blithering morons. After Whittaker, a new guest star could play the Doctor each and every week, completely devaluing the character. You have a fine silk, a roll of fine silk, and you have toilet paper. One is more valuable than the other because it lasts for a long time. It's beautiful. It stays forever. The other one, you wipe your ass with it, you throw it away. Right. If you wipe your ass with it and throw it away, it's not that valuable. Exactly, and that's the Doctor Who you want, right? Someone that doesn't really have any value to anyone. When Jodie Whittaker exits the TARDIS for the final time, please, I'll tell you a religious Jewish expression, B'kurov Yameinu. When we say like we yearn for the messianic age, B'kurov Yameinu. B'kurov means soon. May it come close and be close to us. Yameinu in our days, speedily in our days. May she leave the TARDIS, and take Chibnall with her. Her regeneration could and perhaps should lead to weekly Doctor Who guest stars playing a different version of the Doctor. When William Hartnell's health began to deteriorate, Doctor Who producers decided he could no longer continue in the leading role. Well, yeah, listen, I mean, he basically knew as well. You want to see a really good docudrama about that, go check out An Adventure in Time and Space, written by Mark Gatiss. Really nice. Just really lovely. Doctor Who producers, he could no longer continue to role. They were also reluctant to axe the shows, one of BBC's biggest shows. Thus, the concept of regeneration was born. Complete genius. Although specifics, even the name, weren't established until much later. The transition from Hartnell from Troughton marked the beginning of a long-standing tradition. Yeah, that first regeneration, they called it a rejuvenation, and then the publicity said the Doctor is shedding a few hundred years, and he just got younger, right, to become Patrick Troughton. They forgot about that pretty darn quick. Yeah, that's the thing with Doctor Who. They will forget about things that don't really work. That's why all this fan wankery about the Timeless Children is just ridiculous. No one's ever going to remember it, right? No one cares. The only people who care about it for agenda issues. Nobody's going to go, oh, that's a great storyline. We want more. No one's doing that. The Regeneration marked the long-standing tradition where the role of the Doctor will pass from one actor to another, right up to Jodie Whittaker's casting as present. I think calling her actor might be stretching things a bit. I've seen her performance. It's awful. I would love to be a fly on the wall inside her head to hear her thought process, where if they came out and went, oh, that's going to be a good idea. Let's do some of that. Let's make the Doctor a smug moron. Who plays it like Andy Pandy. What a wonderful idea. I would love to know that thought process in her head where they go, yeah, that's what we're going to do. The Jodie Whittaker Doctor Who, for better or worse, has been defined by the Timeless Child story. Oh, that'd be for worse. Okay? As revealed in the final episode of Doctor Who Season 12, the Doctor is hails not from Gallifrey, but from an unknown alternate dimension. Mysterious powers and otherworldly ability were exploited to create the Time Lord race, while the Doctor was employed by a shadowy agency known as the Division. These memories were erased, leaving the Doctor ignorant to her own past. Bull! Crap. Okay, so they keep saying, "Oh, we got to inject more mystery into the character, open up the story." No. Adding in a bunch of stuff that contradicts everything and doesn't make sense isn't injecting mystery into the character, right? It's like, it's like in The Crown. One episode, the Queen goes and puts a mask on, and then turns out she's actually Johnny Rotten. She was the front person for the Sex Pistols, and she wrote "God Save the Queen." Right? That's even better. You see, when I try and do it, it still kind of makes an interesting story. I'm like, well, I wouldn't mind seeing that. What he did was just such incredible crap upon crap upon crap that made it boring upon boring upon boring. That was insanely unpopular. Congratulations. Yeah, I have to tell you, I have to congratulate Chris Chibnall, because he's always exceeded my worst expectations of how bad he's gonna be. Like, he always exceeds it, right? It's incredibly. Rumours suggest Jodie Whittaker will leave Doctor Who after the upcoming season 13, and if true, producers will already be dreaming up potential candidates to replace her. My guess, the rumour that I think is most likely is it's going to end on a cliffhanger Regeneration, because I don't think they know where they're going, right? I don't think there's going to be a season 14. I think there'll be a 60th anniversary special, probably a David Tennant helmed episode, but I don't think there's any push for a future of Doctor Who right now. I think they know that, like, they make much more money on the classic, and this modern iteration of Doctor Who is actually damaging their sales in general, right? So I think they're just going to focus on classic Doctor Who for a while. No doubt suspects Kit Marshall, Patterson Joseph, and James Nesbitt will do all the tabloid rounds once again. Yeah, no, they won't, because they're called men. Yeah, please. James Nesbitt, Chris Marshall, dream on, mate. It's the BBC we're talking about. The BBC are massive racists, but they only these things in a prism of racial tokenism. That's what they love, a bit of racial tokenism, and they go, I feel so good about myself. But instead of taking on the conventional route of casting one new Doctor to succeed Jodie Whittaker, Doctor Who could seize upon the Timeless Children and spend the entire season casting guest stars as different Doctors before eventually settling on a permanent replacement. Oh God, it sounds so bad. It just sounds bad. It takes an actor a while to get used to the character, right? This just sounds very stupid, right? Very, very stupid. That's what we could call this. Very stupid. The Master's Timeless Child explanation in Doctor Who Season 12 revealed that Hartnell's Doctor wasn't even close to being the first. Yes, there's one of the main reasons we hate it. Yes. Again, I would just say, if you're, if you're in a very public place, if you're going to church, right, going to synagogue, right, you're in the Sunday best, and then one day you feel you're there in this. You go to a funeral. Okay, here it is, a funeral or a wedding. Picture this: you're in a funeral or a wedding. You get all dressed up, you go there, and then you get this very bad stomach virus going on during the service, and suddenly you jump and go, "Oh my God, no! Oh no!" And then you involuntarily shit all over yourself, right? All over you. You're wearing white, right? You're wearing a white. The wedding party, they want you to wear white. I don't know, but you're wearing white, right? Shit, uncontrollably. Probably the best thing to do when you're with those people again. Say, hey, remember the wedding where we were all wearing white and I shit myself relentlessly? Do you remember that? Yeah, you probably don't want to do that. Oh, 1 second, I just spat at the camera. Okay, look at that. Can I clean off doing this way? Let's see if I clean off. Oh, there you go. I'm back. Including a young girl. Okay, fine. So it wasn't in the first Doctor. So yeah, that's the same way with the Timeless Children. No. It's like you want to keep to yourself, right? It's like you really want to just keep to yourself at this point. Including a young girl who fell for a portal, a small boy with a bowl cut and the so-called Mobius Doctors, and Joe Martin's fugitive Doctor. Yeah, no, these are all. It's what we call in psychological circles complete bullshit. Yes, you intimated it, but again, I think none of this is canon. None of this is canon, and they would do well to forget it. Much like, changing rejuvenation to regeneration, much like the Teletubby Daleks, much like I'm half human on my mother's side. Yeah, we forgot all of that, and with good reason. Previous Doctor Who rules dictate that Time Lords could only regenerate 12 times unless afforded a new regeneration cycle. It now seems the limit was put in place by the leaders of Gallifrey, and the Doctor's biology actually allows for unlimited regenerations. With the old 12-story ceiling in place, Doctor Who had no choice but to treat regeneration with reverence and respect. Yeah, we like that. It was an important thing. It was a very important part of this character's existence, this life, his story. That's why we treat it we treat it like death. We treat it like birth. We treated it with reverence and respect. And again, Chris Chibnall with this Timeless Child story arc, it just turned it into garbage, which a Screenrant has picked up on. Very clever, very stupid. They haven't realised that it makes it awful, right? So yeah, swings and roundabouts. Unlimited reverence and respect. The only a handful of occasions have the rules been bent, such as David Tennant's near miss with the Daleks, and that was brilliant. But over 30 different regenerations are now canon thanks to the Timeless Child. No, they're not. Again, what happened was they decanonized themselves rather than actually canonizing this nonsense, and infinitely more lie in the Doctor's future. The process isn't as big deal as it used to be. Exactly. You're picking up on why it's shit, right? Why is it shit? Yes, I know. And then you're so freaking clueless. You're so unbelievably, painfully clueless. You're not working out that that it makes it shit. Okay. In the future, in the Doctor, the title character can regenerate as many times as the story demands. Yeah, 4 or 5 times an episode. Who gives a shit? Without fretting over limits or devaluing the regeneration gimmick by tossing new Doctors into the mix at random. No, it does devalue it, right? It 100% devalues it. Again, look, supply and demand. If you increase supply, you lower demand, right? That's basically it. Yeah, the more supply there is, the less demand, less valuable something is. It's really simple, right? It is really simple, much like Screenrant. Really simple. Now, thanks to the Tiny Child reveal, Doctor Who can now use regeneration as a plot device rather than exclusively switch lead actors for the first time, and can explore ideas fans have long dreamed of. A Doctor that keeps spontaneously regenerating. Oh, God. Sounds awful. The premise actually appeared in the BBC comic relief special, The Curse of the Fatal Death. It was a skit. It was a joke. Yeah, much like the Morbius Doctors, it was there to add a bit of mystery, right? It wasn't saying, oh, look, we're going to deal with this in 35 years' time. No. This wasn't a grand plan. By the way, you should check out a really good Mark Gatiss David Walliams sketch. It's got to be on YouTube, where Mark Gatiss plays Sidney Newman, I think, and he's going in to pitch the idea of Doctor Who in 1963, but he pitches it as the entire classic run. So Hartnell will be the Doctor for 3 years, but then the next 3 years we'll get Patrick Troughton in, but he's got to go by then so we can bring in John Pertwee. John Pertwee going to last 5 years because he's booked in for Wurzel Gummidge, and they basically talk about the whole future as if it was already planned. Fine. The premise actually appeared in the BBC comic relief special sketch. The Curse of the Fatal Death. The likes of Rowan Atkinson, Hugh Grant, Joanna Lumley all play the Doctor within a single episode, dying and regenerating multiple times throughout. Though the skit was obviously played for laughs, the Timeless Child means to do something similar. Means something similar can now happen with the show. Exactly. A comedy skit premise does not drama make, okay? I mean, unless you're ripping off the plot of an episode of Red Dwarf to make Star Trek Next Generation, which they did every year with every episode of Red Dwarf, right? If go look at was it Camille? I think that was season 3 or season 4 of Red Dwarf's first episode. Must be maybe season 4 or 5. I don't know. But then the next year, it was completely replicated in Next Generation called The Perfect Mate, right? And you can see every episode of Red Dwarf always is replicated in the next year in Star Trek Next Generation. Regeneration has always been a troublesome process for the Doctor. Some have needed outside assistance from mysterious beings. Others require a nap and a strong cup of tea. They basically all require a nap and strong cup of tea. The Sixth Doctor stayed grumpy for an entire season. I think you can actually say that about Capaldi's Doctor as well, right? That first season was like his first week of being the Doctor, or first month, or first. He wasn't very good at it yet, which didn't really work for the season. I think that really hurt that season 8. Given the inherent unpredictability of regeneration, it's either the Doctor's transformation could become unstable, skipping like an old vinyl record. In practice, he would be able to hold a form. He wouldn't be able to hold a form longer than a few hours, adding exciting new dynamics to the show. No, this is a terrible idea. Absolutely terrible idea. All right. We've seen previous Regenerations how outside influence can make the Time Lord's transition more difficult. The 10th Doctor almost destroying his target TARDIS while absorbing radiation and regenerating into Matt Smith. Yeah, well, that's just kind of a dramatic effect. They're blowing up the TARDIS set so they can have a whole new broom, you know. It's like, but a lot of people didn't like that Matt Smith first TARDIS. I just like Matt Smith, okay? I do like his Doctor. They always make me smile. His episodes. When Jodie Whittaker's final adventure arrives, Krovia maid who speedily in her days may arrive. The cause of her regeneration could be so severe the entire process enters a state of flux. The rumor is that was it Dan? The new character Dan is going to shoot her, right? So I did that on a thumbnail once, and this weirdo who's had his account closed down kept commenting, "Why do I hate women?" And I'm like, well, I don't know. Why do you think this? Because you got Dan, whatever his name, John Bishop, holding a gun at Jodie Whittaker. I'm like, well, it's Doctor Who. There's been lots of times Doctor Who had a gun held at them, and so at that point he realized that he was treating her differently because she was a lady, and then he got scared and ran away, and then he had his account deleted. The 10th Doctor almost destroying his TARDIS after blah blah blah. When Jodie with her final adventure arrives, saying like, uncontrollably burning through one form to the next in a whirlwind of constant personal change. Yeah, this sounds really bad. When the Doctor finally discovers how to stabilize the errant regeneration process, their final form could be who will replace Jodie Whittaker proper in the TARDIS, at which point Doctor Who could return to its conventional format. I can see this for half an episode, right? I can see it for half an episode, not for a season, and even a half episode. It's like the Romana regeneration, right? Over 50 years later, Doctor Who's lead role remains highly coveted gig. Well, used to. Again, it's been so incredibly devalued. I did a video on this huge immersive theatrical production that's opening up, I think 4 or 5 days in London, Doctor Who Time Fracture, and they spent an absolute fortune on it, and I'm gutted for them because it's just doesn't hold that same cultural place as it used to. It's like, along with Star Trek, along with Star Wars, everything's been devalued. Everything's been massively devalued because it's been turned into a platform, essentially. And that's essentially, when you turn it into a platform, it gets devalued. It's also incredibly demanding around not at all accommodated to other shows or movie work. This means A-list actors might like the idea they could commit to the required schedule by casting actors to play the Doctor for a single episode. I think a single episode, like the regeneration episodes, are normally reasonably weak, right? They're normal. I mean, the only one I can think of that's a good episode is the 11th Hour. Let's just go through them for a second. We have Power of the Daleks. It doesn't really deal with the regeneration, other than about an episode or two in, they kind of forgot about it. Spear from Space, one of the weaker ones. Robot, one of Tom Baker's weaker ones. Cast Revolver, one of Peter Davis' weaker ones. Twin Dilemma, one of the weakest episodes ever. Time the Rani, definitely one of Sylvester McCoy's weaker ones. The TV movie Enemy Within, that's what we used to call it. Well, it's his only outing, really. That actually wasn't the weakest one, right? Rose, one of the weaker ones. That's not really a regeneration story. Let me think. Christmas Invasion. I found that a weaker story. It's one of Tennant's weaker stories because we hardly saw him in it, right? 11th Hour I liked, and Deep Breath. Deep Breath was about, they supersized it to an hour long, and it was about 15 minutes too long, right? There was too many jokes of Madame Vastra and Jenny. It was it was too indulgent. So yeah, regeneration episodes are normally not the best, right? Normally not the best. Like the Tilda Swinton, Ian McKellen, Ewan McGregor come to mind, and John Hurt's War Doctor proves the theory holds weight. No, it doesn't. It doesn't hold the theory holds weight. Although I would really recommend Big Finish pitch a War Doctor cartoon to the BBC. I think that would actually go down really well, right? I get what's his name there, whoever's voicing it to do the voice. The guest doctors have never been picked solely from Hollywood's finest. The concept wouldn't. Well, Tom Baker was doing pretty good at the time. He was becoming a real Hollywood actor. And would allow the Doctor Who to play the with unusual castings that would never work in the long term. What, such as Jodie Whittaker, right? Such as the Child Doctor. You know what? If they want to do something alternate, I would love to see an American version of Doctor Who. Like they just start from scratch with their own continuity. It'd be really interesting. I mean, Peter Dinklage was Nerdrotic's choice for the Doctor. I think he'll be awesome. I think he'll be an absolutely awesome Doctor. So yeah. Despite essentially being a show for younger, children, despite being a show for younger audience, Doctor has always been taken the form of a fully grown adult. Yes, because you made a kid Doctor, it would be shit. Oh God, it's like, and they're looking for more shit ideas to shoehorn in here. Yes, it does. It does exactly what it looks like. But a single episode, a talented young actor at the helm of the TARDIS would represent a fascinating deviation from norm. Look, this is something Big Finish could do. In fact, they did it with a Doctor Who Unbound, and it wasn't that great, unfortunately. Another tempting advantage is to also bring back previous Doctor Who actors, thanks to Tom Baker's creator, Peter Capaldi's 12th Doctor. Listen, if she wants to regenerate into Capaldi for a season, I'm up for that, okay? Just not a Chibnall season. But if she regenerates into Capaldi, fine, okay? Fine. We know regeneration can cycle and recreate faces from the Time Lord's old lives, meaning that anyone from Doctor Who's illustrious past could return. An episode with Billy Piper as the Doctor, or Sylvester McCoy back in the TARDIS would be most welcome. One adventure could even reintroduce a Valiard. Again, Big Finish has done this, and it's been not bad. I have to tell you, it's been not bad at all. The current state of Doctor Who isn't quite as dour as Jodie Whittaker's detractors might have you believe. It is, exactly. It's not a gradual weight. What, a gradual weight rating decline? Okay, so I think I've got to pull out this image here. 1 second. Just opening it up. There's not a gradual weight. It was the ratings fell off a sodding cliff. Right here. 1 second. We go. Preview. There we go. Over and make it smaller. Okay, this is not a gradual ratings decline, right? No. The blue line is Capaldi's season 10, and you see the average rate it was going. It was doing pretty well. Now it got a big boost in season 11, because people were like interested to see where the Lady Doctor was. And everybody hated it. Everybody actually hated it. So the purple line is season 12. And we see that's not a gradual ratings decline. It is a nosedive. In fact, we can easily say that the ratings have been in freefall ever since Whittaker came in. You see this peak over here. Was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 episodes in the purple line when it goes up a little bit? You know what that was? That was Captain Jack's episode, right? That was the Captain Jack episode, which again thoroughly cancelled, and when they're not going to be able to pull that out of the hat again. That's that's good. So it hasn't been a gradual ratings decline. It's been a ratings disaster. Yeah, and stop pretending otherwise. The gradual render delay can be partially blamed on a series of on-demand services. Oh no! Shut up! No, it was Netflix. That's why audiences are falling in general. Yes, audiences are falling in general because the BBC just puts out relentless shit that relentless preaching, pandering shit that nobody wants to watch. Right? That's why your ratings are falling in general. It's nothing to do with Netflix. It's to do with him being, platforming morons. For goodness sake, no. And let me also point this out. The the Capaldi years, it was on Saturday night in the summer in a floating time slot. It would always move around. And then for the Whittaker years, it's been in the solid, 7 o'clock BBC time. Was it 6 or 7 o'clock BBC Sunday time slot in the winter? A far, traditionally speaking, you get far more ratings in that time slot, and she still is losing. It's not a gradual ratings decline; it's a ratings implosion. Rise on demand, and despite controversial when the Doctor Who season 1 gave fans of Session 1 masterstroke, the cult classic Fugitive of the Jadoon. Goodness sake! Can we pull up pick that thing again? I mean, Fugitive of the Jadoon wasn't very good, proving that even the most diverse area still boasts highlights. No, we all hated it. What are you talking about? It was garbage. It's unwatchable garbage. The only reason that made it slightly less awful than the other episodes is you had somebody else playing the Doctor as well, who kept saying about Jodie Whittaker's Doctor, "How are you so stupid?" Like, that was an in-show comment where we all went, "Yeah, how is she so stupid?" Right? Still boasts highlights. No, this doesn't. With that said, the Doctor Who isn't enjoying the viewerships and critical acclaim of the 2000s or the early 2010s. That's true. Sending Doctor into a state of regeneration flux after Jodie Whittaker's departure could help reinvigorate the show. No, it could turn the show into garbage, like more garbage than it is, shaking up the formula and bringing in a sense of unpredictability back to the TARDIS. Why can't we have some predictability? I think that might be a good idea. Why don't we not subvert expectations, right? Why don't we deliver expectations? That's normally a good idea. I go to a restaurant and I order some food and they bring me, a plate of cold vomit. I said, well, I ordered a steak. I said, we wanted to subvert your expectations. Weren't expecting that, were you? A cup of cold sick? No, I really wasn't. I'd much rather have the steak. No, and you got to pay me pay me as if you got a steak. Really? Yeah, no, you got to do that. And if you don't do that, you're a racist. What? And that's essentially the Doctor Who, the Doctor Who over the last few years. Viewers were constantly guessing when the next generation could happen, during a vital speech, in the midst of saving the world, on the toilet. This is just such a bad idea. Moreover, digging into the various persona of the Doctor would allow for an in-depth introspective into the iconic character's ever-changing mindset. It goes without saying the Timeless Child story is going to cause major canon ruptures of Doctor Who Season 13. No, because it's not canon, right? No, it's not. So it's vital to seize upon every benefit the retcon brings. Zero. That's, oh God, now I've done that, I'm in trouble. That's supposed to be a white... No, I'm not... Okay. Jewish. I'm a rabbi. I'm not a white supremacist. I was doing zero. I was doing the shine for zero, right? Not. Who cares? These people, this is the world we live in. This is the insane world we live in. Permission to finally do a finally, because that's what we've all been clamoring for. Finally do a constantly regenerating Doctor is one such benefit and could prove revitalizing a rising cup of tea for Doctor Who needs to recapture that missing magic. No, you recapture the missing magic by making Doctor Who something that actually looks and feels like Doctor Who. Don't have the main character be a smug, incompetent moron. That's really the first thing. Don't have her be a smug, incompetent moron. Don't have her as a mouthpiece for really moronic takes on really moronic ideas that circulate as normal in 2021. Don't do that thing. Just make good adventures. Honestly, just watch the Matt Smith years, okay? Do that again, right? It's not freaking hard. Well, it probably is freaking hard. It's certainly hard for Chibnall. So there you go. Yeah, Screenrant, we love you. We love you, you're morons. My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.